Hello, everyone. Hopefully, everything works well today. Hope everyone is doing well. More anniversary event shenanigans with me, by which I mean Minister Cho's estate. It's like everything is showing up fine, which is good and desirable. What's on our mission? Yes. I know. I don't get a whole lot of benefit out of this. That's okay. So the good news is, for those following the man, this is so boring. Following the saga of I want to get wired back in because I think it'll solve various problems. We have gotten a new cable. We're figuring out the logistics of how we want to install it. So the previous cable, my room is not, or my room. My room is not the room that has the router in it, is technically correct. What I was going to try to say is that my computer is not in the same room as the router, but I said that a different way. The issue, of course, then, is if we want to get a cable in, we have to get it from the room that has the router to my room, where my computer is. And that is doable. What we did previously, though, is we had the cable strung along, like, it was just sitting along the hallway and across part of the floor. And we think that contributed to it wearing out, at least to some degree. So we're wanting to try to resolve this particular issue by stringing the cable through the walls or the ceiling or something. So some of the logistics and getting that figured out. And it's like that's not entirely my task, so it'll get done as it gets done. But long story short, progress is happening on that front. But it does not affect this stream. So I am once again taking a local recording to try and ensure we don't have issues in the VOD the way that we have been having them. Or had been having them. So it should just be one thing. Man, Mr. Joe's estate is so slow. I'm not quite sure how much I'm planning on doing today. I should be able to get a number of useful things done. So Minister Cho's estate on this, advance my dervish to be able to do like Chobek Village or maybe Jocknear Diggings. Hey, Dead on Stick. Oh man, a year. It's great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Mr. Jack. I'm glad this time is one that people could drop by. That makes me happy. If you just missed as saying that we've gotten the cable for me to plug my computer back in a wired connection, but the logistics of getting that cable from the room with the router to the room with my computer is still being sort of worked through. So hopefully we'll get that done sometime like next week or whatever. How am I doing fully over the illness? Mostly over the illness. I wouldn't say fully. I'm overall doing pretty well. I've been moving my sleep schedule around in preparation for a church retreat on the weekend, and I am still kind of trying to get settled. I'm mostly in the correct spot, which is good because it means I'll be able to go to a magic draft later today. But still kind of getting my body used to where my sleep is supposed to be. So that's what it is. But in terms of the illness, I am doing mostly better. I still have a little bit of residual cough and stuff like that, but things seem to be cleared up. Yeah, unfortunately, the stream's just going to drop in and out. Hopefully, my hope is that the problem is I think it is, which is with the connection, and that once we get that new cable installed, it will keep that from happening. But unfortunately, it hasn't been able to happen just yet. So it's probably going to drop in and out some. I'm recording locally, so that shouldn't be a problem in the VOD, but that doesn't help all of you live. So yeah, mostly better. Not 100%, but mostly better. Still got some residual phlegm to get out. But it's doing a lot better, though. Like, my voice isn't wearing out nearly as much. I'm not getting as many coughs triggered. nearly as many. It's been a huge improvement on that front, so that's great news. Yeah. So we've gotten a new cable, but we don't have it installed yet because it's the logistics of getting it connected from the router room to my room where my computer is. So that's still kind of. I'm probably going to repeat myself a bunch because of these connection issues, but oh well, that's how it goes. Get these sickened guards taken care of. How's everyone else been doing? What have you all been doing out there? Having a good spring in the Northern Hemisphere, I hope. And for those in the Southern Hemisphere, I hope your autumn's going well. As a Northern Hemisphere person, the idea of those being opposite hurts my brain. I hope you're able to get your bike fixed pretty quickly. King's Day. I don't know much about holidays in the Netherlands. Oh, it was a daily Zyshin mission? Dang, I should have checked that because I didn't stream yesterday. I streamed the day before and I did a bunch of Zen or a bunch of Mr. Shows. It's an inconvenient time to have your bike break then. Wow. That makes sense. So does it change whenever your Monarch changes? Dead on stick? Yeah, that sucks, Mr. Jack. Also, I appreciate you mentioning my skill review project to Wooden Potatoes. Apparently he's been checking that out some. What makes a birthday weird in this context? Yeah, this is so much faster to do on high level characters. I see. Yeah, it is. $250 damage. Oh yeah. These frenzy using level 5s really make you feel powerful. Okay, where are these guys going? Hey, Starstuff. Welcome. Connections probably has already dropped a couple of times, unfortunately. We've gotten a new cable, but my room and the room the router are in are not the same room. So there's some logistics involved in figuring out how we want to connect stuff together that are still kind of getting sorted. But I wanted to stream today, so hopefully we can get stuff figured out soon, within like the next, I don't know, couple days. So that hopefully by the time I want to stream again, we'll have gotten all of that sorted. Ronan had her birthday on the 30th of April. 1980. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's definitely more pleasant to have holidays on warm days than in the middle of winter. Yeah, this goes so much more quickly. I've seen this recently enough. There we are. Proof of legend. That's what we're here for. Hey, I unlocked a weak Furious mod. And a weak Mastery mod. That's exciting. It's kind of cool unlocking those things again, too. Like, I think of the skills, like unlocking skills, obviously. But unlocking non-skill things, the weapon mods and runes and stuff, is also something that I forget about being part of it, because it doesn't affect anything to have them unlocked. It would be really cool if you could just assign any runes or weapon mods you have unlocked to your heroes. That is not the world in which we live. So I think I'm just going to chuck all this into the... Oh, you know what? I'm going to see if I can put this... My current axe has nothing going on, so I'm going to see if I can put this on this axe. Hey, that's an improvement. Goes from being a bad axe to a slightly less bad axe. Okay. That one has a Max Furious mod on it. Maybe I should have taken that. Oh well. Some of those probably salvaged to iron, and I don't feel like dealing with it. Okay. I'm going to take these guys back to LA for the moment. Man, I'm glad. So, when was it? The 18th, when I finally streamed again after like 3 months. Having to think about the math there. I had this weird issue where the loading screen overlay that they do wouldn't disappear until after I had to change scenes in OBS to make it disappear, which was very weird. So I am glad that got fixed when I installed an OBS update, I think. Because that was annoying. Okay. So I want to get this character up high enough that I can do some stuff. Do I want to change anything on boss here? I have Drunken Blow. I have Soldier Strike. Soldier Strike is actually pretty good. I think I'll leave Koss as is for the moment, though. Okay, let's... What even am I doing on this character? I need to reach level 5. Okay. That is fine. I want Kim and Odura, I guess. I don't think I can go to Black Tide Den. I don't think I can do much here either. I have a bunch of side quests. Okay, let's just start here. Let's just go to Sunspear Great Hall and go on there. Yeah, that's what happens when I change characters. Oh. Okay. All of a sudden, all these guys drop in level 2. Yeah, I'm sorry about the connection issues. We are working to address it, but it's taking longer to do that than I would like. But we're taking steps to hopefully address it. The other recruits mock me. They claim I dropped my sword and fled last night's raid, but this is not true. I dealt my enemy what was surely a fatal blow, but the filthy corsair ran off with my blade still in his back. Yes. I believe I should have a battle commendation in here somewhere. Here it is. I don't know what I want to do with these battle commendations, mind you. Okay, what did my quests give me? It gives an ID kit. It gives an expert salvage kit, which is good. Battle combination, rune of minor vigor. That gives me a belt pouch. I don't know if anything gives me bags. I will take... I'm going to, you know, because I don't remember, I'm going to take one bag right now. And... this has a rune of folding? Yes, excellent. Rune of folding up that bag. Okay. Well met, friends. You've no doubt heard of Corsair raids. Placed Lundbell in that area, but the raiders seem to be getting past him. You follow him on his next patrol and see what he does. Yes, as I recall, that guy is absolutely untrustworthy. That is my recollection. Oh, Sunspear Rebirth Signet. Thank you. There are Sunspears. Let's see. Promotion points to gain the rank of Master Sergeant. Sounds good. I will take it. Yes, this is the fresh account. I do have a proof of triumph now. So, you know. But yes, that explains... I mean, on the other hand, there's a bunch of empty space because I don't have very much stuff. But yeah, this is the account that I'm trying to unlock all skills on, but I want to get stuff during the anniversary event. So my goal right now that I've gotten this proof of triumph, yes, I did see that. It was very exciting news. Yeah, I saw that, I think, a couple of places. I think, I don't remember if it was Greenstar or Mr. Jack. I think it was, I don't know, one of y'all posted in my Discord about it, and I also saw it mentioned in Wooden Potatoes, Guilders 1 Discord channel. I'm going to put the Sunspear Reaper Signet on, because I'm pretty sure it's just better than regular Resurrection Signet. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I have so many random collectibles in here. That is an activity that does confuse me. I do need this juvenile termite leg. I can probably go turn in a quest now. But yeah, I'm very curious to see what that results in. My hope, the thing that I want most is a weapon mods trader. I don't know how feasible that is. That sort of stuff can be pretty complicated to implement. But I'd very much so like it. Bug bounty A. Okay, let's go over this way. Yeah, these are like level 2s. Granted, I'm only level 4. So. Yeah, that would be nice, but it undermines certain elements of the economy too much, I think, for them to give us the PvP equipment editor in PvE. I think it's really interesting, but yeah, I know what you mean, especially if stuff is getting sold out and things like that. Yeah, at bare minimum, I would like it. I'd like to be able to use that sort of thing for, yeah, for heroes. Like, being able to do heroes that way would be really nice. I see you brought company as I recommended. Good. When you're out here adventuring in the wilds, extra hands. You'll have extra help dealing with the beasts of the area. Some people think they can handle everything out here on their own. Of course, they don't tend to live very long. Yeah, if you could... Because, like, truly, equipping heroes is the part that's most obnoxious. And if you could just freely swap around stuff on heroes, like I understand legendary equipment allows you to do in Guild Wars 2, but if you could just freely swap around equipment on heroes, that would solve the vast majority of the issue. Skill rebalances would be great. I'm not sure what's realistically possible. Aside, like, maybe... Oh, man. Connection's dropping. Because I'm seeing the signal strength indicator on there fluctuating. But I'm not sure what's on the table in terms of skill rebalancing. I could maybe see adjusted numbers, because that wouldn't change function. Like, that probably wouldn't change code in such a way that you'd be worried about it breaking. But even just, like, numerical tweaks would be great. Nope. And we totally disconnected. I'm helping my father now, but one day I plan to open my own shop and trade only the rarest materials just to wait and see. Can't believe this. I know he means well, but my father worries about me too much. Now he's sending adventurers to find me? I'm almost 18, but he thinks I'm a helpless little girl. I'm only late because of these killer iboga. I've been farming plant fibers out here for years, but for some reason these plants are getting stronger and tougher recently. Help me by killing a few. But yeah, so the other thing that there's a few things where it's like I would use the skill event in a different attribute. I've talked about this before. What is it? Okay, I need to kill 10 killer iboga. There's a healing prayers skill that refunds energy if you have if the target is enchanted. I can picture it. Healing light, something like that. Anyway, regardless, that's a skill that I would very much so like to have be in Divine Favor. Because in Healing Prayers, I basically never use it. But in Divine Favor, it sounds like it'd be actually quite useful. Also funny that she's farming plant fibers. That's definitely a thing players do. There's a bunch more killer iboga over this way. Yeah. Pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah, I wish I had a plant bounty right now. Healer's Covenant. Isn't that the enchantment, the maintain enchantment that makes your healing skills heal for less but cost like -3 energy or something like that? Because I never use that. Okay. I'll go talk to her. Advance this quest. I tend to prefer... Oh. Boy, I'm... Clearly, I haven't been playing this game enough lately. The Divine Favor enchantment that increases the power of your healing prayers and their casting speed by 50% each. I like that one. Yeah, that's true. It does make them very affordable. You do have to spam them a lot more. Yeah, Unyielding Aura is another more potent one. That's the problem. has a problem. And one of the things I talked about in the skill review is that, like, monk elites are so... yeah, the OG. Monk elites are so tight because it's just so important. So it's really hard to, like, experiment around with some of those weaker ones. Yeah, the original unyielding aura, it's not actually that great for, like, the way people play these days, but it was useful back in the day for shall we say, melee fighters who overextended a lot. There's a leash on them, as people sometimes jokingly refer to it as. I don't have a secondary yet. I'm gonna make this character a secondary paragon, but we need to I probably get to level 5 before I can do that. Almost there. Almost there. I'll probably just do this character until I do Jockiner Diggings and then swap. And then I can pick up the staff for the monk. It's kind of the big thing at that point. Then I'll probably just play the game for a while. No particular agenda other than advancing characters through the game. Oh. I think needs more stuff, just needs 2, right? Yeah. There's so many quests. I appreciate the amount of, like, quests that explain various mechanics. Like, there's a quest here to explain collectors. There's a quest to explain material traders. There's a quest to explain runes and stuff. And dyes and things. So, like, that's good. It's maybe a lot. A lot of little quests. Flamingos. Where is this? Over there. I think I'm going to go back to Commandant and turn stuff in. Yeah, the one quest teaching map traveling. They do that in all of them, though. Which is good. Map traveling is a very important thing to know about. Yes. Perfect. Enjoy your belt pouch. Remember to talk to collectors when you see them. You never know what kind of stuff they'll want or what they might have to offer in return. Shipment of ink. Ooh, a sentient root. It's fun. Yeah, I was doing some MMing on the Sunday playgroup recently, and yeah, it's fun. I mean, they don't necessarily always have a quest to do it, but they do have a they do have an NPC that at some point tells you, "Oh, to get there quickly, you pull open the map and do fast travel." Thank you for helping his daughter. I know she's growing up in my eyes. She'll always be my precious little girl. Yep, and a salvage kit. That's excellent. Now I'm level 5, which advances my primary quests. Also means I've got some attribute points I can spec into stuff. I think wind prayers, actually. Okay, well, it's not enough attributes to really invest in anything in particular. Attributes. Template code. Let's see. Masochism, Healing Spring. Healing Spring is an interesting choice. Power of Undeath. Little Standard of Honor. Oh, does favorable winds affect Bone Fiends? I mean, I have no idea. It certainly looks like it's a bar that could do a lot of damage. That could be it. I feel like... Yeah. I mean, it specifically says arrows on it, right? So it's a question of, do Bone Fiends, whatever their projectile is, does that count? And then, yeah, Troll Unguent and Healing Spring to help keep you alive. Oh, interesting. Yeah, Healing Spring can also heal your minions, for sure. Okay, let's turn this in. Back so soon? Wow, Koss was right about you. Don't tell him I told you, but Koss called you the rising star of the new order. Well, we'd better get you started on your basic training. Thank you. Good to see you again. Today must be my lucky day. I won 200 gold on a bet with First Spear Jadagar, and then you show up. Just when I need to talk to you. I mean, I was right here when I turned in the last quest, so... Yeah, you should be able to help by the projectile speed. Looks like it's time for you to begin learning. It would probably be a bit challenging, but yeah, you could examine it. If you took a recording of it, you could check stuff that way too. Looks like it's time for you to begin learning about secondary professions. Why don't you head back to the encampment near Chawbeck Village and speak to a few of the experts there? Sounds like good advice. Oh, and command training. I will get that because I'm going to probably need to get that done too. Let's figure out where this missing shipment goes. Kylona. Yeah, the disconnects have been really, really bad. The stream I did, because like back in January when I had streamed previously, I think it broke a couple of times, but the last few, it like the 18th, like I was saying, it kept breaking, and I downloaded the pieces. There's like 7 parts that it broke into, but like when I streamed 2 days ago, it was also just dropping a ton. I'm really glad I took local recording, so I didn't have to worry about any of that, the VOD. But yeah, it's been pretty terrible. Wash ashore, you say? That isn't good. Not good at all. Looks like I'll need to find another supplier. Well, here's the minor rune of Vigor. I promise you. To whip, double-click it, put on your armor, and then an expert or superior salvage kit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Runes or salvage kits weren't always 100% to do things in the past, were they? Okay, well, I might as well, since they gave it to me after all. Let's put that there. Okay. Sure fields. Yeah, that's why we're wanting to get me wired in, but a nice alternative to what now? It's weird to me that like it seems like the wireless connection generally works for everything else, but I'm unfamiliar with it. Oh, interesting. So does it basically like send signals through your electrical lines? Interesting. Oh, I need to send them over to Area 1. Yeah, I imagine. We can get cable, or we can get a line laid to my room, but we just need to actually do it. And like I said, that's something that my dad is more in charge of doing and like figuring out. And we want to do it because the previous cable that we had just like went through the hallway. Um, I need to be paying attention to the actual quest here. But it went through the hallway and that was not great. And like through the floor of the room that the router's in. So we want to figure out stringing it through the walls or something. That's again, that's something that's kind of like something my dad would be working on, and we he's just like picked up the cable and like yeah, so it's a little bit before we'll get that done. SFTP. Well, I don't know what he got. He already got something. Yeah, we tend to have a lot of drywall. You that's an that is a question that I find interesting because it indicates something that now I'm curious about. Do you use other things on drywall for stuff a lot? Like what other than drywall do you tend to use for walls? Hmm. How does gypsum differ from drywall? Because like outside walls and stuff will be done with like brick, but interior walls tend to be like a wooden frame and then covered over with drywall. I see. Signal synergy is nice. Memory refrain I don't intend to use though. Anthem of Flame is no good for this character. I see. They're stacked, huh? So, like, we have plumbing and stuff, plumbing and cable, like electrical cables and stuff that go inside the walls. If your walls are solid though, rather than hollow, I could see that being better for controlling noise. Hmm. We don't really have problems with hanging things from our walls though. But I could see that being good for noise reduction. Probably, I don't know. I wonder how the cost differs. If we got some sound advice and are able to choose the right profession to complement your combat style. Choosing a secondary profession is a big decision, but it isn't a permanent one. Once you advance in the ranks a bit, you'll be able to change your secondary profession. This is like actually telling you the truth instead of pretending. Plumbing is usually run along the outside of the wall and then drilled through when it has to go into another room. Huh. I'm really curious what this looks like now. I wish to take Paragon as my secondary profession. Thank you. Okay, Cormier feels it's time we reclaimed the first city, which has been lost for longer than anyone can remember. If she can pull this off, it will certainly fortify her legacy as the greatest spear marshal in Sunspear history. The Estani had ordered the area off limits, but Cormier convinced Elder Soul to begin excavating under the watchful eye of the Sunspears. And we need to recruit some diggers. Talk to Quarrymaster Bahana to talk about that. Since you'll be in the area, make sure you meet up with Dunkoro. He's at the Cliffs of Dojak, and I'm sure his expert planning skills will come in handy. I see. That makes sense. Is this actually... Okay, no, this is just take me into Commandant. There's somebody else I need to talk to here, too. Oh, I spawned it right next to them. I've got the best price in town, guaranteed. Merchants don't often have interact dialogue. But please tell Shatam that I am sorry about his product, but the matter's out of my hands. All of my shipments have been delayed due to recent Corsair attacks. This crate was taken during a raid on my latest caravan. If you want it, you'll have to get it from those Corsairs. Those blasted Corsair raiders have been taking up residency somewhere in the cliffs of Dojak. Cool, or not cool, as the case is. I would like to buy some kits, please. That's a starter spear. Can't do nothing with that. Sure, whatever. I'll just stick these in here. Okay. Good old fetid masses. Okay, talk to Bahana. Some of my family is from Chabak Hero, so it's an honor to meet you. I would love to give Cormier all the digger she needs, but I can't help her excavate the first city until I get my own quarry under control. Yeah, and this is where we have Scree Harpies. Okay. This is Dojak. Let's go. Let's go. Make sure I take at least one screenshot this stream to use as for the thumbnail. I don't know how much thumbnails affect how much people care about watching the stream, odd or not. But hello there. I've wanted to meet you since I heard about your success at Tropic Village. Premier asked me to watch your back during your first few missions. I guess there's trouble at the Dojok Quarry, yeah? Blasted harpies, etc. Yeah, harpies are a pain. You know, it's interesting to think about, like, how the decisions they made in Prophecies have had long-lasting implications. Like, the way that they did things with the 15 attribute points coming back to affect what they could do here now. Where they need to figure out some way of giving you 15 attribute point quests, because when you level, you don't just get your 15 attribute points, right? Or your 30 additional attribute points, I should say. Sube the Greedy. Oh, there it is. Okay, and then I can go see the merchant for my reward. It gives me another ID kit, which will be nice, but we'll do that later. Yeah, it takes so long to get them in Prophecies, or like it's so late, but like the flavor on them is really good, and then they have to try to figure out how to squeeze it in. It's just it's like how Ueno Su is kind of a parallel to Ascension, right? To kind of, here's the lore justification for why you can change your secondary profession, and most people can't. And like they're doing a lot of, they did a lot of interesting stuff with Prophecies that was custom built around Prophecies, and the pacing of Prophecies, and then it just became really clunky when they started making other campaigns and had to try to figure out how to integrate it, because you can't have the characters developing differently. I mean, you could, but do you really want to? And yeah, it just gets kind of messy. Right? Yeah, secondary professions are super rare, as you said. Like, oh my goodness, this is a very high level harpy. Somebody's out of energy. That somebody is me. They really should have used secondary professions more on enemies and allies. Yeah, jungle trolls do some warrior ranger stuff. That's for sure. That's true, because they use troll unguent. Finally, some help. Bahana ordered work to stop as soon as we lost our first man. We have done our best to rid the quarry of these pests, but once the Scree Harpy Queen lands and claims Neri, it's near impossible to get her to leave. If you can help us get rid of that queen, we can free up some men for Cremere. Let me know when you're ready, and we'll back you up. Let's go. Yeah, because jungle trolls do that. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that does, though. It definitely could be used by the enemies more. I believe it. Yeah, that's true. Because it's like expert. It's the same problem that Ranger has, honestly. Because I was noticing with my Ranger of like, wow, my lack of expertise is making everything feel super expensive. I mean, there are other things that help. Radiant Scythe from Eye of the North does a great job of helping with the energy problem as well. Um, but I obviously don't have that yet. Dervish feels very versatile to me, but it does have some identity issues that way of, is this a build where you want to be enchanted or a tear down? And that definitely silos stuff a bunch. It's the same problem that Elementalist has with Overcast, where like once you start buying in, you kind of like, I don't know. It's not the exact same problem, but it's the same kind of problem. It's the AB mechanics, right? Where have A do B. Yeah, I was noticing that with the my assassin as well. Of like not being able to have at least 8 critical strikes really hurts the energy department, right? Um, but like that's what happens when you make a profession around energy management mechanics, right? And most of the professions in this game are built around energy management in some way. I mean, mysticism is just a variant on expertise. Oh, just in PvE though. Each rank of mysticism reduces the cost of your different enchantments by 4% in PvE. Thank you, Sun Spears, for saving my quarry. I'll make sure to send Cormir my best diggers. Wait, before you go, I should tell you that Digmaster Agata was looking for you. You'd best see what he wants. Okay. I already have Joker, so I can just warp there. Like, leadership is super necessary for... Oh, and it was so much worse before they reworked it, too. Yeah, I don't like the way things work in Guild Wars 2. That's fair. Yeah, you really need expertise for Ranger. That's true. Let's see. Here are the orders from Khmer. General Morgan of Korna has arranged some kind of war games. Elder Soul wants to show off the prowess of the Sun Spears. You've been chosen to represent the Sun Spears. Any stun. Once you reach the rank of First Spear or level 12, find General Morgan, who will be waiting in the Zelen Reach. Soldiers for you to fight against. Khmer asks you to take it easy on them. It's only a demonstration. Goodbye, Kim. Hello, Dunkoro. Yeah, it's... I mean, new is relative, right? Um, yeah, Bowen's not gonna do Rangers. Um, they made that change at some point in time. I couldn't tell you when, but yeah, they did change things so that way you didn't have to invest so heavily in let's get another point of mysticism. Sure, more swordsmanship. Okay, Dunkoro. I don't know what's going on here, but for now I'll give you resurrect. I'm not really a fan of that, but I can't give him heal other. He'll just destroy his energy pool, but healing whisper should be fine. Either prodigy. The problem is, like some of that energy management stuff that like Mesmer has is very like one shot. So it's not good for helping to compensate for high costs. It's good for sustainability with lower cost skills. Like Monk works great when you have a bunch of 5 energy skills. And you're using things like Inspiration Magic or Offering of Blood, or longer recharges like Mesmer often has on some of its skills, but, you know, then other things kind of make that not the case. Oh, that's going to be really nice. But, yeah, it's... I will take this. Thank you. First spear. Yes, please. Evidence. Thank you. Who gives you the... Is this... No, it is Shiloh over here. I will pick up Eternal Aura. I'm not likely to use it soon. Yeah, let's grab Harrier's Haste. Okay, I'll get more stuff when I get more of those. I have it open in a tab in my browser, Mr. Jack, and I want to look at it at some point in time. I've looked at like the initial thing that you wrote up, but I haven't gone super in depth at this point. Why did I have any Earth Prayers invested? Well, I mean, I previously was using Earth Prayers. So. I'm gonna just slap this on instead of that. Okay. So I have intention of looking at it. I don't know if I'm going to record another video looking at it or not. But that is a good way of getting me to actually like look through all of the details. Yeah, exactly. Another 5-hour video. Let's see. Oh man, you're gonna have no energy with that bar. Just absolutely zilch. So this gets you what, 24 energy, so it's net 19. That gets you 2 more bow attacks. Like that's the thing about a lot of this stuff is like it's not great. Body shot would actually be useful. I think that there's reasonable stuff you can do with bow secondary. You just have to stick to some of the 5 energy skills. Like focused shot is actually pretty decent if you're just doing like a bow attack. Of course, superior inspiration magic. That'll net you a little bit more. Thank you. I didn't expect you to go to such lengths to retrieve my identification kits. As a token of my gratitude, you may keep one of them. They're a useful item. Yes, they are. Okay, thank you. Power Drain is very good, like, for giving you a giant pile of energy. Absolutely. A random vial of dye. Everybody loves a random vial of dye. 33. So it's 11. So that's net 28. That is very strong. Won't pretend otherwise. Backup identification kit. That's just merchant fodder. Three feathers from that. Well, that was pretty good. Okay, most of the stuff. I'll salvage that. Most of the stuff I should just merchant though. It looked like it was a 30-second. So like you have to be invested in fast casting, right? Or did I misread how long its recharge was? Oh, yeah. Power drain. You mean the interrupt. Sorry. I was thinking energy drain, not power drain. Got my head confused. I have no idea. Okay. There we go. Full bags. I'm just gonna pick up a salvage kit here. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Hidden threats. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is I think I might just do Chobek Village a second time. Get the thing. I want to make sure I get the thing. Yeah. No, I need Bagalon, I guess. They are. They're really strong. Damage sources as well. It's just the pet AI is so deeply clunky. Plus 100 HP is no joke. Especially at this stage. Yeah. Well, I've heard that they looked into making pet AI better, and it just made pets grossly overpowered. Right, because heals 1 adds lifesteal. Real aggression increases attack speed, if I recall correctly. This is randomly a melee attack. Yeah. I activated my skill and he died. And I think he got hit by somebody else too, but it's kind of funny. Midshipman Bennis. I wonder if they've introduced a Midshipman Bennis anywhere in Guild Wars 2. As a reference. How much should I be trying to focus on getting skills from... Oh, what? Why am I blanking on what they're called? Hero skill points. Because that's an attempt to try to reach some sort of middle ground, too. There we go. And there we are. Boy, I am looking forward to getting to later spots where I can actually, like, get meaningful rewards. Well, as far as tutorial missions go, I think its timing and pacing are more palatable than Minister Cho's Estate. But I don't know how well it works for a new player. And keep in mind, you're like level 2 when you're doing it normally. And it's like the first one, so they want it to not be too difficult for new players who are still trying to get a handle on the game. That's fair. Okay. Switch over to that monk. There we go. Did I pick up more skills from you? I think I looked and was like, I'm not sure what things I actually want to be buying right now. Yeah. I think part of what's so tricky about NF is the pacing on it is very... It's very difficult when you're wanting players to do a bunch of side quests to advance as well. And I think that's difficult to communicate, if that makes sense. Where's the Zaishan scout there? I don't have boat travel yet because I haven't gotten to mainland. Take me to Embark Beach, please. I want to start singing a Country Roads version of that, of going to Embark Beach. Yeah, it's true. We're at level 20 by that point. Okay. Let's replace the staff I've got with a reasonably decent staff. Good is up to you to decide, but these axes are cool, stylistically. Yeah, there's a lot of really tough spots that just catch you. This is the monk one. Yeah. Astral Pillar. Excellent. Vizuna Square is extremely hard. Tonikai Temple is also really, really tough. Tonikai Temple is one that will absolutely ruin you. That's a long-term project, if ever I saw one. Scoundrels Rise? THK. Well, that's also a long-term project. So I think they fixed the scaling, but I think there's still issues with crit rate, is what I've heard implied. I'm so most of these weapons I don't think are really worth it in the sense of being like actually good. I've heard that you can get some marginal benefit using this with the like Soul Taker thing, where it's like, okay, you get slightly higher damage instead of, because you're in Scythe Mastery anyway. The ones that I think have, like, Curtain is obviously very good. Because it's a shield, a fast casting shield. So like, if you're doing that sort of min-maxing, it's good. I've heard that there are some uses for the Ranger Sword for some high-end PvE thing. I don't know what it is. I think it's cool, but it's kind of a gimmick because, like, what are you doing with it? Like, the problem is you still need the weapon skills to actually make the weapon useful, generally speaking. Arbalist is pretty decent for building adrenaline at range on Warrior. And yeah, right. So Arbalist is useful on Warrior for like auto attacking for building adrenaline in like PvP, but it doesn't have a whole ton of PvE usage. Again, there's no generic ranged attacks that you're using with it except for like Death Strike, and that has set damage. I've heard some people say positive things about the Paragon daggers. I don't know that they actually are great. The main ones I think have any real use are Whisper. I think is pretty good. With we were disconnected. Whisper here, this bow, which is kind of the next one that I'd want to try to get. I think is pretty good with some builds that are not using don't need marksmanship, but are trying to do stuff. So like you could do incendiary arrows with this and other things. So like there's some stuff that you can do with Whisper that I think gives it some usefulness. And Oracle is, I think, pretty solid with a what's it called? The Spirit Strength builds, where you can use like triple shot and dual shot, and the additional plus damage matters a lot. But I think most of these are just like kind of gimmicky, of dubious usefulness otherwise. High Noon looks cool. I wish that we like Decade Axes Rival Skies is really cool because it gives you the appearance of dual wielding axes, even though it doesn't actually mean anything. But it's sundering, and that's just so unfortunate. So the main things I'm looking to get here are that I'm really interested in getting on this account further is like Whisper and maybe some other random things I might want to pick up along the way. Just because they're neat, but nothing super important otherwise. Like this is a reasonable spear, but there's a lot of Furious Spears available. Falling Star is really cool, but it's a sundering weapon, and sundering is so medium. Yeah, that's something that you could get, is you could get curtains for heroes. I don't know. Whisper is the main other thing that I really care about. But I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it at this anniversary event or not. We shall see. Because if I stream next week, that's also a possibility that I could advance in that. I need to go talk to Canthan Travel. Hirayuki. It's a novel idea, but what I would think would be really cool to see is if they had it where I'm gonna just spend some time on this character because I feel like it. I think it would be really interesting if they had it where you could like if at some point in time, this would be a like future thing that would have been really cool, is if they had attributes for the same type of weapon in different professions. So like if there was a ranger version of sword mastery, right, that had a different set of skills that were the ranger ones, and then if you had both ranger sword mastery and warrior sword mastery, I mean, you'd call it something different with ranger, then you could potentially get some cool synergies and overlaps with doing stuff. I think that there could have been more work done in general to try and develop you know what, I'm just going to take a screenshot here because I feel like it. I think that more work in general could have been done to try to develop specific synergies between classes and stuff, or between professions and things like that. It's interesting to think about, like, how might you intentionally try to develop cross-profession synergies, and like having overlapping weapon attributes or like weapons. So, like maybe warrior could get daggers that use adrenaline. You know, that sort of thing would allow you to be able to do some interesting stuff in a very straightforward way rather than sort of indirect ways, which is mostly what the game relies on now. I'm going to move this over here because that's where I like it when I'm healing. But now I have an enchanting staff, and that is welcome. We're going to get attacked by Kappa. We are. The ghostly staff skin is just so cool. I am not getting damage out of it right now, but that's okay. Oh, yeah, we've got a union up. That's nice. I need to go back for that attribute point quest at some point in time, but it's also really quite challenging, as I recall. So I'm kind of not in a rush to do that. I'll have to decide how long I want to go today as well. Mr. Cho has died of plague. That is terrible news indeed, but your story sheds light on our recent troubles. We have had reports of Tengu killed by a strange beast previously unseen hereabouts. It sounds very similar to these afflicted creatures you describe. Talon here was summoned to destroy the beast, but since you have some knowledge of these things, I am certain he'd welcome your help. Please go, Talon, help him destroy the afflicted creature. South. Let's make haste. There's our afflicted creature. How do you do a good slow burn with this sort of stuff? Do people want a slow burn? I don't know. The success of like the Final Fantasy Remake and Final Fantasy Rebirth kind of indicate that people do appreciate a slow burn to some extent. I'm not sure what that would look like realistically. In a way, that would be fun. What do I mean by slow burn? That is a great question. What I mean is how long it takes to build something up. So, in the case of what we have going on here in factions, right? It moves fairly quickly to some extent, where we go Like Minister, we have some of that initial training stuff, and then we start to encounter the afflicted, and we fairly quickly move to, okay, this is the curse mark of Shiro, and we don't realistically necessarily spend that much time on Shinjae. So what I mean by slow burn is like it takes longer to kind of like build up to things, and that's not the same thing as being slow paced. Um, it means more like, I don't know. It's hard for me to find the exact right phrase, but it's like the faction story moves very quickly overall, and there are areas where it feels like, I don't know, I have a lot of critiques of factions, um, but it feels like the whole thing with like developing the plague and the afflicted creatures could have taken a bit longer, but in what way could it have been done where it would still be engaging? And so that's kind of like the challenge. Um, and this game's not really set up to do it super well, because a lot of what you can do to slow things down is have people talk about stuff in a way to where like we're not like, I don't know. It's just a question of how do you work through the plot? Like, how quickly do you work through the plot versus how much detail do you go into? So I guess what I mean by slow burn is that you get more granular, and you pull out more details, and because that's like Final Fantasy VII remake and rebirth are taking things more slowly. They're giving more time for character relationships to develop. But like we also like, this isn't a game where you have character relationships that get developed much, right? They're just kind of like stated that they're there. Like the relationship between Master Togo and Menlo, for example. Um, so there's some stuff that kind of like gets into it, but like, how much connection do you really feel with Yi Jotan, right? You have maybe like the study buddy quest, and like that's it. Um, apparently, several of your fellow students are visiting Kaitan Village on the Panjing Peninsula. Master Togo senses a growing threat in that area. He believes that the students might be in mortal danger, and help them deal with the threat. So it's just like, how quickly do things escalate, and then once things escalate, how are they being dealt with? And I don't know. It's related to pacing, but it's not quite pacing. Hopefully that made sense. I say as the stream drops. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna go see if I can do this 15 attribute point quest. Because I would really like those attribute points. Did that feel like it adequately explained slow burn, Mr. Jack? Did that feel like it was making sense? And like, it's hard to do, because a lot of what it is it's about connecting with characters and environment, and so you kind of need ways to make that work. I don't want to be standing there. That's why I remember it being difficult. The phrase itself, when I say slow burn, is kind of a reference to a hot sauce that takes a while to really kick in. By the way, be resurrecting Lucas in a moment here. Yeah, this is like a matter of massively over aggroing. Oh, Ison has that's useful. Yeah. like that, and that's the sort of thing where like prophecies is a slower burn in Ascalon, right? And then it moves very quickly through Kryta. Like I feel like the pacing and everything is perfectly fine for where is this NPC gotten himself? I feel like all of that is fine when it comes to the Shiver Peaks because you do want to move quickly through there, right? You are wow, this guy really ran off without me noticing. You are quite quickly going through there, but then Kryta moves way too quickly. You don't have time to really get established, to really get connected with characters, or the setting or anything like that. It's way too fast. But like um, Ascalon is a much slower. It lets you dwell in the details and deal with things like okay, there are people deserting the army, and um, I want to read what you said, but I also don't want my party to wipe. The conundrum of streaming. But yeah, this was like, oh no, the afflicted, oh no, the plague, oh no, Shiro, oh, we're in a town now. There's competing gangs. Forget the gangs. Here are more afflicted. You need to ascend. You're done. There's a spirit girl. Go save her. Never mind. Yeah, there's just a lot of oh my goodness, those flares hit like a truck. Yeah, there's a lot of plot points that never seem to go anywhere, and it's the story goes too fast in factions for the most part, and like in a sort of way where are people coming up with solutions like from what are the source of solutions? Um, yeah, exactly. The monastery becomes quite irrelevant. Oh man. So one of my big problems with factions is that factions does not center the factions. Like the idea that they need to work together is like the whole thing of like why it is never established why any of this feels like it's supposed to matter with the factions. Like why do we think mystical artifacts just because they killed them in the past, why does that mean we need their help now to kill him now? And like it doesn't make any sense. They're not establishing any faction story suffers from a complete lack of establishing why anything ever. It's just Master Togo speaking out of his butt and you following him around everywhere. Is functionally what factions is. And like it's kind of weird in that regard. These animals go down like super fast. Yeah. That's the thing, is they need to ground stuff more. Yeah. And again, like it would have been cool if we spent more time focused on the factions themselves, if that felt more significant. And like the factions thing is like kind of almost a footnote to the overall story, and its main influence is the PvP. As much as like I think Cantha has a lot of really cool stuff going on with it, I love a lot of the aesthetics going on here, and there's a lot of other things that are neat that are going on. It really does like the story suffers, in my opinion, from just like not making enough sense because they don't. They're, I've we my sister and I watched a lot of the audio commentaries for Star Trek Picard season 3, and by a lot of them I mean all of the ones that are available on the DVD discs that our local library has. And they use this concept of laying pipe, of like you have to lay down the technobabble, you have to give the reason why things are happening and why your solutions make sense and things like that. But yeah, it's like why you have the Kining Center, and then as soon as you get outside of that, there's a ton of slums, and they don't really explore that. They don't explore why is this massive sewer system here around an incredibly important temple. Or like, why is Tanakai Temple surrounded by sewers? Excuse me. That seems like it should be important, but it's not really elaborated on. And so there's just things like that where it's like, there's interesting implications to this. Are these implications explored? Nah. Do you like me some water? Man, Ison is really helping a lot right now with his random spirits of union and stuff. Temku Caverns. Ito, why are you looking at it like that? Wait, stop, get away from me. Oh gods, no. I mean, there's a lot of stuff with the gods themselves that, like, could really stand to be explored more. We're almost there. Oh, no. I picked the wrong time to cast Healing Breeze. My goodness. These elementalists, these Second Servants, are painful. That's for sure. Hurry, they may have her even now. Is, what do you want to call that? Cover story, his broken. Cover story is the right phrase for that. Please do not be standing in that Kisai. Okay. And then they redirect targets. My face. Okay, well, this is definitely rough, but the fact that I was healer, I think, helped it be less rough. Also, Ison MVP. Most valuable MVH, most valuable henchman. And Jarginia is happy. We retrieved her. Precious treasure, my heart soars to you safe. I fear the worst. I must speak to my companion. I must level with you, my friend. There is no treasure but my beloved Giginia. Though her name means precious treasure in the ancient tongue, I suppose she is not quite the treasure you were hoping for. I apologize for the deception, but I did not think anyone foolhardy enough to come in here with me simply for the sake of helping me find her. I will not ask more of you. We can find our own way back safely. Here is something to come see you for your trouble. Thank you. She's level 10, so it's not like... Or wait, no. Attribute points. Yeah, she is level 10. Okay. I actually want more divine favor. Okay, cool. All right. I gained 4,000 experience off of that. That was quite some experience. Okay. Threat grows. To my village. This is probably going to be kind of rough because it drops the level of all of my energies to come in here. Oh my goodness, look at all of these random things. Bones. I was not expecting bones from that. I think this is the quest to help Nijotan. Farmer Zhengzhou. It's been looking high and low for you. Oh. Okay, I don't want to grab that one right now, but I'll probably take note of it being there and then forget about it later. I like versatile food forms. I'm thinking about pizza and tacos. I'm getting kind of hungry. I'm thinking about food. Sister Tai, Cyan, Hikaru. Sister Tai becomes quite relevant later. Okay, suddenly I'm really glad I did the 15 attribute point quests. Also, this is going to be brutal. No. Okay. I queued things up badly, but whatever. I get damage out of my staff now because I meet the attribute requirement. Granted, damage is limited because it's based upon my levels. So I have 30, I don't know, strike level, strike factor, whatever the attack level, whatever they call it. It's so good to see you, Sophia Sora. Master Togo sent word that help is coming, and you arrived just in time. Master Togo sent word that he wants to speak with you when you're finished here. He asked you to meet him in Linnock Courtyard. Excellent. All right. I hope it does stay connected, Mr. Jack. Hope it does stay connected. I don't know how much you're having to like refresh and stuff to take care of that. It's definitely not my desire, but I've emphasized that enough, I suppose. I need one more monastery credit to be able to do the thing. The thing is expand my last bag. It's been a lot of refreshing. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Definitely unfortunate. All right. I think I'm about to go to Saitung, which will be nice because hopefully I can get some upgraded armor there. I'm glad to hear you're able to warn the Yangshu Tengu and help them drive off the plague creatures assaulting the village. I expected no less from you. Although I am loath to place my students in the way of danger, I find that the current crisis leaves me little choice. I've sent Ijo Tan into the fray, and I hope that I can continue to count on you as well. I have another favor to ask of you. I believe we narrowed down the source of the plague to the eastern side of the island. I have sent most of the instructors and students there to investigate, and I'd like you to join them. Speak to Guard Tsukaro about traveling to Seitan Harbor. He knows of a hidden path that will get you there quickly. Brother Pewan is waiting to help show you the way. This is a little awkward in so much as I have level 3 henchmen. Hoping to head to the east side of the island, were you? You are not the first ambitious student. Yeah, whatever. Let's go. Yes, I know my entire party is about to go. Okay, Pewan. I do like that they're trying to get some characterization that the monks here are actually pretty arrogant. Which is some nice additional characterization going on. Of like, they're not all following the same archetype you'd expect. Our damage is atrocious because all of our damage dealers are level 3. I'm going to see if I can just ignore these enemies. Or if there's something magical about needing to get Peiwan to this gate that I assume is down here. I don't even know where Peiwan is. Oh, well, he's off the compass. That's where. Oh, stopping to cast that felt like a mistake. You got me, Healing Breeze? Oh, that is a lot of enemies. Okay, it did not have me. But hopefully this Resurrection Shrine does. The gate's open, so I should just be able to walk through. Unfortunately, I can't run fast enough, but we did resurrect right next to it, so that works. If only Headmaster Amara were master of the monastery, then I would receive the respect I deserve. I'll take this so I can go home. Master Togo has sent Zoe. Yeah, I can get sick armor upgrade. Zoe, Talon Silverwing, Pataku, and that bumbling Lo Sha to the monastery in Jaya Bluffs. He believes that the monks there might have some knowledge that will help us to combat this plague more effectively. Honestly, he sent Lo Sha, and yet someone of my obvious skill is relegated to the role of messenger boy. In any case, he wants you to meet them and give them any assistance they may require. More healing prayers, please. Thank you. Here's my bank all the way over here. At some point in time there, we lost connection and regained it. All right. And now my henchmen have received a much desired upgrade. Masaharu. Are there any new skills? I mean, Duena's Sorrow is a skill that I like on Necromancer more than I like it on Monk, quite honestly. The reason why is because it's great on minions. Okay, I don't want any of those. Let's see how much the sick armor upgrades cost. I mean, that's 45 armor, which is a huge jump up. So that's super worth. I'm just looking for the all cloth. Yes. Okay. This one was the Ascalonian design. I think I'm gonna stick with the Canthan design. I'm just concerned that I might not have enough cloth on hand to get all of the armor I need. But we shall see. That's the weapons person. Want healing prayers. Okay. I can't get all of them because I don't have enough cloth, which is potentially about to be remedied. I'm just going to go ahead and salvage these old armor pieces. I'm one short. Ironic, but here we are. Okay. Kind of want to go do something on another character and get more cloth. I think I might. I could take this character to Minister Cho's estate again. Nah, let's not. Let's get further in prophecies to, because I can actually get some stuff here. Move that over there again. Yes, indeed. Full set of tiny women. Not to be confused with Little Women, which is an entirely different thing. All right, let's see about going here. Right, I need to get the Eye of Janthier and all that. Gates of Kryda is the one with Oink. Sorting things out in my brain right there. That's what that was. But yeah, I actually picked up armor and Saitong on this character too to get an armor bump from Ascalon because I got Corwin stuff initially. Wow. Go up there. And Kryda. Good old Kryda. I'm going to eventually want to get some daggers on her. Zealous. Probably the Deldrimor ones. Yeah, that makes sense. Those are reasonably good looking daggers. I could also see waiting to get them in what is it? The Warren Kryda. Alari's double blades. Those are pretty cool. But I want to do stuff on a character that's further into the games because I can actually maybe start getting some stuff like steel ingots. I can start getting some higher level crafting materials and higher quantities of crafting materials, which is going to help a lot with making armor. That's one of the problems with factions and Nightfall, is that by the time you get to max armor, you've not had the ability to build up a huge, much of a supply of crafting materials. So suddenly it's a huge crafting material cost on top of the everything costing a plat, which is a huge step up in cost there too. Let's watch this.
My friends, welcome to Shaymore. This is the Eye of Janthir. It has the power to see inside a person and discern his or her magical aptitude. Those it gazes upon will be judged, either rising to glory or falling in shame. You will be bringing it to Loamhurst, taking those whom it deems worthy with you.
Why is this plant here?
But before it will follow you, you must first cleanse yourself in the Fountain of Truth, up on the hill to the southeast. Once you have been cleansed, come back to retrieve the eye, and you can commence administering the test.
Oh, thank you, game, for automatically pathing me towards this door. Somebody is blowing flower petals around outside. Somebody is probably my dad. That's my assumption. Because I can hear the blower going. I don't think it's coming through on the microphone. But it is certainly coming through my window. Give me those. I don't like dealing with this tiny, narrow staircase. I find it really clunky. And then there's this abbot that likes to heal these guys. It's also just these large plants that sometimes have collision. Those ones, for some reason, did not, and I appreciate it. This one does, and I hate it. I don't even know if it's always been there or not. I assume it has been, but I don't just... It's so obnoxious. I've always... For a long time, I struggled with the bonus on this one just because I didn't know what you were supposed to even do. Like, I knew the idea, but I didn't know who you were supposed to interact with for it. It's actually not that hard because they add the friggin' people to your allies thing over there. You just didn't realize it. Glowing Hearts, aka not Destroyer Cores. Like to avoid fighting those. Oh, we got some plants on us. Thankfully, they're pretty weak to my slashing damage. But unfortunately, it also means that we're fighting these guys now. Man, I'm looking forward to starting to get some elite skills going. I will admit, it's satisfying to hit these guys for over 100 damage. That's something that I appreciated about this game. It makes... I like that its numbers aren't hugely inflated. There's not a need for them to be. We get close enough for that map to show up on the screen. I wonder why Justicar Hableon is added to your thing here. Kinda interesting. Ooh. What did we get? What did we get? It's a mystery until I identify it. Tormentors of Major Wilderness Survival. Tormentors has some good value to it, actually. I don't know if it's good enough that I want to sell it versus use it on my Necro, but... I'm definitely being somewhat hampered here by my heroes having suboptimal weapons, decreasing their weapon damage considerably. If you look at costs, he's using a very not max sword. She has a very weak bow. And Milani has a very non-max scythe. Ow. Okay. I think there's 5 total, right? My recollection. This eye keeps bobbing. In my field of vision. Kind of annoying. You're making good use of riposte, that's for sure. There we go. Actually quite use some barbs on someone here, but that's not happening anytime soon. These merchants are not actually important. Ugh. Who got stuck on geometry? Oh, I need to talk to this person again. I just forgot to do so. That's what happened. Because they had an initial thing that they said, and then they... Yeah. This is very confusing, though, for the bonus, because for a long time I thought you had to save these merchants, and you just don't. You need to save the villagers who show up in your party window. And like I said, I think there's 5 of them, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so that villager right back there, I need to make sure survives. Did somebody just get in a level? Man, I'm getting wrecked by riposte when I Cyclone Axe. Okay, and I think the last one is down this way. And sometimes... Yeah, there they are. Okay, they're not under any immediate danger, so you need to take out these Ettins. Alright. Okay. Okay, I can't do anything with Dunkoro's level up. Excellent. It's interesting that Sever Artery Gash is actually kind of a more dangerous combo than you'd think, because the tick downs from the bleed can theoretically cause a death where, because you need to kind of like hit confirm, I guess, in a way, to use a fighting game term, but basically like deep wounds lowering the maximum health, like having your maximum health lowered can't kill you. It can bring you to 1 HP, but it can't kill you. So you actually kind of need an additional little bit of damage to tick it over. And if somebody's bleeding, then that can be the additional damage to tick them over, which is something that you get with Sever Artery Gash that you don't get with Eviscerate. And that's something that's kind of interesting to think about. More of that posting nonsense. There we go. I don't know. To me, Sever Artery Gash is just such a quintessential Guild Wars thing. Like, those skill icons give me a lot of nostalgia. Even if they're terrible against a bunch of the undead. Yeah, and there's Dark Bond. Beating up on this guy will kill his minions, because Dark Bond will transfer the damage to them. The Meal Dirge. These sorcerers are pretty irritating. Line spam is just always a pain to deal with. Alrighty then. Continue on our way with our big old party of random dudes. That's exactly what I wanted right there. See, 3 more cloth. Much better than the 1 cloth I was getting off of lower level stuff, and at any rate. I'm still looking forward to getting to max level things with these guys, though. Just heal everyone, would you? There we go. What? Damaged. Huh. Just trying to figure out what damaged everyone. I didn't see, so... I felt like some sort of AoE, because it's like the same damage to all of them. There's not a whole lot of randomized damage ranges in this game, just weapon attacks. Naja Doombringer. Okay, so I might have procced fragility on myself a few times, but that's okay. I think decayed ore emblems also salvage the cloth, don't they? Yeah, they do. It's weird to be in a position where I'm like, I need more cloth, but that is exactly the position I am in. I like that they have somebody standing on this podium in Warren Krita. You have delivered all of the chosen to us without letting any of them fall. As a token of appreciation, please accept this small gift. Your party shares 500 gold. Nice. Ah.
When they're ready, escort all the chosen to the caravan.
Yes, sir.
We leave within the hour.
It's kind of a neat drawbridge design that has rollers and everything.
What was that?
It came from over there.
It's an ambush.
Oh no! It's a shining blade!
Dwayna, protect us.
Quickly, take the chosen into the jungle.
Please don't hurt us.
Keep quiet. Your suffering will be over soon.
Weird phrase. Weird choice there. They really needed to spend more time setting up the everything going on here. There's Fury, Eye for Profit. Might Hex is good. Axe Rake isn't. Healing Seed and Pierce Strike. let's just salvage stuff. Huh. 6 granite slabs from the cleaver. That was unexpected. Oh, the Avatar of Dwayne is up and has... We can get a quest here. This is not something you can do very often. Wisdom of the Druids. Child, Dwayne senses within you the impatience that all too often plagues the mortal mind. She now offers you an opportunity to glimpse a deeper serenity to which you may aspire. The Druids of Maguma, holy beings who surrendered their mortal flesh to become one with the jungle, will soon gather beneath a waterfall not far from here. Search through the Sagelands for their meeting place and await them there. That quest is only available when we have favor, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. Maybe it isn't. Maybe if you bow there, you can get it without needing to have favor. I don't know. Three? Yes. All right. Excellent. Trying to decide how much longer I want to go today. I think I'm going to at least do this. I'll get a better bow for Jin. That'll be good. House Ranger Amon. I don't know why I sprinted there. It was not particularly useful to have done so. I do like... This is one of the things I think is really neat. They have the Enfeebling Blood using Devourers along with these guys that have Stoning, so they actually can kind of do the combo, and I think that's pretty neat. Thomas is a just man. There are some who question his heavy-handed methods. Not I, for one. Makes me sick to think of what those filthy rebels did to those brave Justicars. His race will deliver them the justice they deserve. Yeah, because these guys have Feebling Blood, which I really don't want that on me. Purple dye. Nice. These guys are showing off a nice little cross-attribute synergy. Whirlwind into Aftershock. Works quite well. Works quite well indeed. I'm glad these guys have Storm Chaser rather than a blocking stance. Blocking stances get rather obnoxious. Report back. We should be moving forward. Aye, we will. We will. These moss scarabs are kind of annoying, aren't they? Really feeling like I need a Zealous Axe here for all the Cyclone Axe I'm spamming. Alright. Up chosen villagers suddenly entered the allies panel. Okay, you know what? I'm not fighting those things. Sadra and chosen villagers. Where after you? Kind of. Maybe. Okay, here we are. Witness Giselle. Yes, text. Okay. Couple of important things. Mostly this bow. That I would like to get customized, actually. Hang on, is there? No. Okay, let's just... you know what? I can just pop into my guild hall and customize it there. Duh. Wish these weaponsmiths had weapons that you could craft at them. That would be neat. Okay. There we go. That's 14 to 26 is superior to 11 to 17. I don't think that has any actual value to it, right? No. The Cesta does. But I don't need it, so. Actually, I'm going to sell this spider leg too while I'm at it. Bank the die, though. Very good. Nothing like upgrading your hero's equipment. All right. Well, I think... I mean, I could do this mission if I wanted to. Kind of feel like I want to go get that armor piece on my monk while I'm thinking about it. That's what I'm thinking. Should I? Which one? Which piece is it? It's my shoes. My shoes are weak. Gotta do something about them weak shoes. Now I can. Haha. Gotta. Excellent. Very good. Very good. Why? Trying to figure out orders in which I want to do things is challenging. All right. Well, I think from my standpoint, it's time for lunch. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream here. I was able to do things that I wanted to do, so I'm happy about that. I thank you for watching, Mr. Jack, Dead on Stick, and anybody else who watched. Unfortunately, I just had another drop and reconnection. Hopefully, I'm not going to stream any more this week. I would like to next week probably. We'll see what I end up doing. But hopefully by the next time I stream, we've gotten a wired connection in and all of these drop issues will be gone. I would very much so like that. But until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.